Why does the second year hurt so much? You made it through all the first, and somehow the ache is still there. Maybe you're wondering why the world thinks you should be doing better by now, when some days you feel like you're just catching up to what happened. You start to wonder, is there something wrong with me? Or is this just what happens in the second year? If you've asked yourself any of that, you're exactly in the right place, and there's nothing wrong with you. And today, I want to show you why. Welcome back to the Grief Mentor Podcast. This is your host, Teresa Davis. This is the second episode in a series on what to expect or consider normal in child loss. Tuesday, we talked about the first year. So if you are still navigating the first year of your grief, or if you just missed that episode, I encourage you to go back and listen to that. And whether you're in your second year still, or you're about to head into your second year, or maybe you walked your second year many years ago, but you still have questions about it, this is for you today too, friend. We're going to sit down together and work through what the second year actually is, so you can stop wondering if there's something wrong with you. I want you to be able to name what is happening in your heart and your body. And then I want to leave you with some comfort that is waiting for you at the end of our time together today. Before we get into today's episode, I want to share something that's very close to my heart. Over the years, I've talked with hundreds of grieving moms who tell me the same thing. My life feels chaotic. My thoughts and my emotions are chaotic, and I don't know how to make sense of any of this. That's exactly why I created Calming the Chaos. This new self-paced program includes 10 lessons, more than 3 hours of teaching, and 3 companion workbooks designed to help you navigate the guilt, the fear, the doubt, the identity shifts, and the uncertainty of life that often comes with child loss. My hope is that it will help you take a deep breath, feel less alone, and find steady ground beneath your feet again. You can find all that information in my show notes. If you're grieving the death of your child and you want the steps that lead to believing with confidence that life is still worth living, then you're in the right place. Hello, I'm Teresa, a grief mentor. That's been where you are, and I teach grieving moms like you how to navigate life after child loss. If you're ready to take a step of courage and build a solid foundation to live with hope and purpose, then I'm here to teach you how. Are you ready for what God has for you? Then I'm ready to teach you. I'm so honored that you found your way here today, and I want to sit with you here in this for just a minute. Sometimes out there right now, another mother is wondering the same thing you are. She's looking around at the world that seems to have gone back to normal, and she's asking, why not me? What's happening to me? Maybe you've asked it too, and you didn't know what to do with that question. So we're going to answer it today, because the second year has its own weight. Grief is not a hill you climb and then come down on the other side all better. There's no mark on the calendar when the missing is supposed to stop. Your love for your child didn't come with an expiration date, because love for your child will never end. So whatever this year has looked like for you, maybe it's been a little quieter, heavier, lonelier, or just different than you expected. There's a reason for it, and we're going to walk through those reasons together today. There are 5 areas that we are going to discuss that often land in year 2. Now, I need to preface this by saying not everyone walks the same path of grief. How your child left this earth significantly affects how we grieve. So this is not some cookie cutter pattern that everyone walks through. However, in my own personal journey and those grieving moms that I've walked alongside, these are common things that I do see. So when you hear me discuss all 5 of these areas, I don't want you to think, oh, well, that wasn't me. Is something wrong? No, not at all. Every grief path looks different. You may see some of this, you may not. Some of this may appear for you in year 3. Maybe some of this appeared for you in year one. So I want you to take that into consideration as we're walking down through these. Number one, the shock begins to wear off. And this can be one of the biggest surprises in year two because during that first year, your mind has an incredible way of protecting you. You're often just trying to survive 1 hour, 1 day, one moment at a time. But that protective numbness begins to fade. The reality of what happened can begin to settle in a little deeper. And often you feel like your grief has gotten worse, but that's not really true. Your grief has not gotten worse. It's just that your mind is fully beginning to absorb what your heart has known all along. Many moms phrase it like this to me: I thought I was supposed to be doing better by now, but I feel like I'm hurting more. That's a very normal experience in year two. Point number two, your body changes its complaint. Well, what do I mean by that? It means the physical exhaustion may begin to look different. You may not cry every day the way you once did. Maybe some of the physical symptoms are not as prevalent as they were in the first year, but grief is still very much carried in your body. And instead of that constant fatigue, you may notice difficulty concentrating, increased anxiety, tension headaches, maybe some digestive issues, or simply feeling emotionally drained just after what we would once consider normal everyday activities. Your body is still processing a tremendous loss. And it's a reminder that grief affects every part of you, not just your emotions. Number three, we start to notice that the support starts to thin out. By year two, a lot of people have returned back to their lives. The phone doesn't ring as much. The check-ins have faded a little bit because they assume that you're doing better now because time has passed. But the love for your child hasn't diminished simply because the calendar changed. This is often when moms begin to feel isolated. Not because people don't care, but because people simply don't understand that grief doesn't follow some arbitrary timeline. In fact, it's often the time that we need support the most. And number four, the calendar has moved past all the first. During the first year, everyone notices the first birthday, the first Christmas, the first Mother's Day, their first Heaven Day, and then the second year arrives. The calendar no longer feels significant to everyone else, but it still matters very deeply to you. Your child's birthday is still their birthday. The anniversary that your child went to heaven still carries that enormous weight. Holidays still have an empty chair at the table. While others no longer acknowledge those dates, your heart certainly does. And that can leave you feeling forgotten, not only because your child is no longer physically here walking beside you, but because it seems everyone else has stopped remembering. And number five, torn between remembering your child and engaging in life. This is perhaps one of the greatest struggles of year two, is feeling caught between those two worlds. You want to continue honoring your child's life. You never want their memory to fade. But at the same time, there may be moments when you've caught yourself engaging in life, laughing again, maybe in enjoying a vacation, or find yourself genuinely smiling. And almost immediately guilt whispers, should I be happy? Am I leaving my child behind? The truth is, remembering your child and engaging in life are not opposing choices. Love allows you to do both. Your child will always be part of your story. You will always be their mother. Living your life doesn't erase that love. In fact, it carries it forward. So let me tell you what I hear from mothers more often than anything else. Teresa, I want this pain to go away. And I get that, I really do. The pain is so intense that it feels like you're not going to live through it. And then year 2 comes and you discover something. You have lived through it and you're still here. But the pain seems to be continuing. So then what's the answer? Here's the hope I want you to take away from today. The answer isn't the pain going away. The answer is learning to live alongside your pain, learning to make grief a part of your life. And that means learning to honor your child in a way that brings your child honor and brings you honor too. But that is not possible until you work through what is underneath your pain. That's what calming the chaos does. In that first year, things get suppressed, things that you never processed because it was simply too painful to do it then, or you weren't even self-aware of it. Calming the chaos helps you get underneath those areas of your life so that you can totally process them. And then we tackle the big one, the way you no longer see yourself the same. Why am I here? What is my purpose? There is a significant shift in child loss, and I don't think it gets nearly enough attention. So we work through what that means and how to move with it. And the last piece that we cover inside Calming the Chaos is the slow process of learning to live again. That's what's available to you right now, and you can join today for 50% off. Everything you need is waiting for you in my show notes or in your email if you're a Grief Mentor Insider. As we close today, I want to leave you with some encouragement. If you've read my devotion book, you will find this piece of scripture in the very beginning of the book because it was instrumental in helping me how to survive the second year. And that's Psalms 61:2. And this is how it reads. From the ends of the earth, I cry to you for help when my heart is overwhelmed. Lead me to the towering rock of safety. Maybe that's where you find yourself today. Your second year wasn't easier like everyone told you it would be. In some ways, it even feels harder. Friend, if your heart is overwhelmed today, I want you to know that that's okay. God isn't asking you to be stronger than you are. He's simply inviting you to run to him. Notice David didn't say, Lord, take away my pain. He said, lead me to the rock. That's where our hope is found, not in the absence of our grief, but in the presence of a faithful God who walks beside you every step of this journey. So if today feels heavy, cry out to him. Let him be your rock, your refuge, and your strength for today. Thank you for spending time with me today. Remember this, your grief is real, your love is enduring, and with God's help, you can learn to live alongside your grief whilst holding tightly to your child, their honor, their legacy, while holding on to hope, which lives in the arms of Jesus. And that's all I have for you today. So until next time, take care